The vector trace function enables you to create a vector Bezier spline object from an imported raster bitmap image file. Once your graphic is in vector format, you can extrude it and apply materials, bump maps, textures, and 3D shadows. In this exercise, we'll create an extruded 3D logo from an imported 2D image file. First, we'll import a logo. With the face track selected, make sure key is set to pre-multiplied white. Close up the logo track and deselect it. Next, we'll open a preview window by clicking on the logo track's monitor icon. Select the Vector Trace button from the toolbar. Open the Vector Trace Options palette by selecting it from the window menu. In the palette, set the trace channel to alpha. Now, while holding down the Control and Shift keys, Option Shift on the Macintosh, drag the cursor around the logo. You should see a white marquee indicating the selection area. A vector spline media track is automatically created in the timeline. Release the mouse. The logo is now surrounded with a red vector outline. You can now close the Vector Trace Options palette. The Spline Object subtrack is automatically selected. Go to the Fill tab in the Controls window and enable the fill for this object by selecting the Fill On checkbox. The logo fills with white. Select the Pen tool in the toolbar. The image outline now has many small white boxes. Each of these boxes are Bezier spline knots or points and can be modified by clicking to select and then dragging the Bezier spline handles. Selected points can be removed by pressing the Delete key on the keyboard. Now, select the Solid Arrow tool and then select the top level of the spline track in the timeline to access the position controls for the vector shape. Set the spin angle to 30 degrees. In the timeline, change the spline track shape from 3D line art to 3D extrusion in the Shape Type pop-up menu. This transforms the logo into a 3D object. In the Controls window, select the Extrusion tab. Set the bevel amount to 0.3. Select the 3D Shadow tab. Enable the shadow for this object by clicking on the Shadow checkbox. The letters of the logo now cast shadows upon each other. Select the Textures tab. Enable the front texture by clicking on the checkbox. The face of the logo fills with the default soccer ball media. A new subtrack, Front Texture, is created. For the final step, drag the Boris logo.tiff track onto the front texture subtrack. The face of the extruded logo fills with the original imported file. A complete explanation of the additional features of the Vector Trace tool can be found in the online knowledge base on the Boris Effects website or in the electronic help system included with RED.